I hope you still forgot to screw. I hope you still forgot to screw. All right. See, so do I do anything for me? You can see. Okay, good, thank you. Ooh, you know what? So I just
Open the UDB.
ready. Close this one, right? Huh?
Yes, close the volume.
Thank you. Okay, then I open PVD. Okay, I got it. Good, okay, thanks. Thank you. Wait, let me get everything set here first, so I'm gonna make sure I'm there. Right here. Sure. It's all done. See. Yep. Okay, good. Thank you.
Share your screen and then.
Share, yeah, share. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, good morning. This is Andrew Lalo, UT president. Well, today I think it's going to be an excellent lecture for you to kind of prepare for your festive meals. For people who are pre-diabetic diabetes, they really has to understand they cannot have a big party and next day you found the blood sugar shot up tremendously. Well, there's a lot of way to help you to really enjoy your festive meals without spiking of the sugar. That's the reason why today we put a webinar for you to basically better understand. It's easy to do. It just, matter of fact, it's just a conscious you can able to so plan your meal, plan the food you eat, and portion it, and then just eat, more low carb, high fibers, low fat meal, and you can definitely do that, and you truly still enjoy tremendously for your festive meal without adding sugar spike. Isn't that great? Okay, so shall we start? Okay, I'm gonna move your slides over here. Okay, so today what we're going to do is talk about festive meal without spiking your sugar. Now, a lot of people say, well, how important it is. Well, it is very important because the reason is if you have that, at least you don't have to worry about, wow, very high spike. And then next thing, how what I'm going to do. And the spike sugar can be potential health risk for some people who are truly high diabetic, not plus if they're pre-diabetic, they also have to do that. So today we'll talk about, well, how to understand why fast food can cause your sugar spike, and how do you easily swap your traditional, holiday dish, change it to make sure that you get your regular products, regular food that you can decrease your blood sugar, and how you proportion your plate and how do you place it to eat only the small portion accordingly. Then you don't get high calorie, high carbs, and control your diet that way. As a practical strategy on dessert, drink, and also while you're drinking with social group, like for example, with a lot of friends who everybody carry some mixed drink, cocktail drink, but you are drinking also the same thing, which is not the same thing, but a very nice looking sparkling water. And there are no carbs in there, just gas. So you can do that. And then you can actually encourage yourself with small change of your meals and different placement to the type of food you're going to eat to really continue to enjoy your whole Christmas holiday. And that is really something you can do. And I'm sure you would love to do that, still enjoy holiday, but without getting a sugar spike. And how those sugars can help you. So basically, that's what we'll cover today. So it's a really good topic. Now, today I noticed we have a lot of new people comes in, which I don't remember meeting these people yet. So what I usually do is spend a couple minutes to catch up. Now, as you know, every individual will all go through 4 stages of diabetes. First is that they will get the high cholesterol increase. This is the LDL cholesterol, bad cholesterol when it goes up. And what happened is when that happened, then it damaged the B cell, taking the sugar to the cell. So the sugar doesn't go to the cell, then naturally your blood sugar will go up. When blood sugar goes up, it's circling around, the problem gonna start. Your LDL cholesterol adding the sugar, the blood becomes thick, and then they're gonna start plaques forms all throughout your body. Now, very quickly, then you move to stage 2, which is increasing blood pressure. The reason is your plaques start forming all over the blood vessels. Then you notice the space of the blood vessels become less because the plaque occupied, and that result your blood pressure as that goes up. Plus, it make your blood vessel become more stiff and not flexible anymore. If you're long term you're doing that, you're gonna have a lot of problem, and that's exactly what diabetic will be having issue is basically all the vessels are being plaque with all form plaque and blocking here and there. You affect your heart, your kidney, your eyes, your brains, everything. So that is a major problem of diabetes. Now, if you don't do anything because you have no pain and nothing, you most likely very quickly move to stage 3. And stage 3 is you're going to be called pre-diabetic. Now, pre-diabetic, every doctor try to measure what is the pre-diabetic is using a blood test is called A1C. A1C. And what they measure is everybody has hemoglobin and measure the percentage of sugar attached to this hemoglobin. If you have 5.7 and below, you're a normal person. 5.7 above, you will now become a pre-diabetic to 6.4. A1C from 5.76, you are a pre-diabetic. And really, at the time, the doctors really have no medication for you because you're not quite diabetic yet. But they say, hey, you're not the pre-diabetic. You need to really change your lifestyle. You have to do low carb diet, exercise, lower your weight. And that's the doctor will tell you. But on the other hand, because of the fact that what came in, very difficult for a patient really to understand and capture, really follow through. Or even they follow through 1 or 2 months, they would disappear. But one thing you could do is drink low sugar tea. Low sugar tea can help you to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure, the 3 high. Then you can continue to drink low sugar tea will continue to help you to not getting your blood sugar beyond 6.4 and then become a diabetic. If you over 6.4, I'm sorry to let you know you are now become a diabetic. And when you become a diabetic, it's very difficult for you to go back to a pre-diabetic stage. Basically, that's the 4 stages. Now, really, you got to take that seriously. Well, we talk about low sugar. Why low sugar works? Well, the thing is, low sugar basically the 2 ingredients there. There's guava leaves and bitter melon. Guava leaves was delayed the sugar absorption into the gut vessel, so less sugar into the body. Secondly, it has bitter melon, which increased the insulin sensitivity. And this increased sensitivity, that means that more sugar can go back to the cells. The one more magic thing is bitter melon, whatever excess sugar and also excess cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and the salt, will dump it up and urine do not reabsorb to the body. Now, when salt went down, your blood pressure also go down. So 3 highs that may take care: blood sugar, cholesterol, bad cholesterol, and blood pressure will go down. Plus, it helps you to detox. So that's why Lo Shu is so wonderful. Now, our company don't want to just tell you, hey, go drink Lo Shu tea. We have 5 proven program, which is not only tell you to drink Lo Shu tea, but also lower your low sugar, lower blood sugar, but also teach you about a very good low carb diet, low fat diet, how to manage this eating diet to help you to continue to improve your blood sugar. And certainly, we also teach you about exercise, 8 to 10,000 steps per day, and then the weight control. BMI has basically uh, the weight control is if you are having BMI, which is the weight scale measurement, it's just beyond 23, then you really have to go down. So a lot of people that would come here with BMI measurement is about 30, and then they have to bring it down 23. So all that has to do exercise, carb diet, do a lot of walking. So net result, they bring down the BMI under 23. Then they're much better way to control the blood sugar. Now, just give one index. If you lower your 10% weight, if you are 220 pounds, now you're 200, you actually will decrease 1 point of A1C. Wow, isn't that great? 1 point A1C is a lot. So, and plus we have weekly webinar. We have now 399 webinar on YouTube to freely for you to enjoy. And basically, this is the webinar QR code. You can take a picture and then you can scan it. Or if not, you can go down to www.com/CTTs Lo Shu T /video CTTEASLOWSUTEA/videos. So go to look at those slides, those videos that you have. There are 399 video for you to look at. It's all categorized that you can able to understand how to do exercise, how to do weight control, how to lower your low carb, how to use low carb and low fat diet. So everything, how to take a blood pressure, blood glucose, everything is there. So it's up to you to do it, and I think empower you to do it, and you can follow through. You will be very good and very healthy. Now let's go into the in depth on how to help you to really manage your festival meal better, lower your blood sugar instead of spiking it. Okay, first of all, in holiday, there is a good chance for you have got a lot of high sugar, high carb food, because we're gonna have a lot of the festival with all kind of food coming. Now, the important things, as you know, a lot of carb is the refined carbs and the rich drink. And those are products that will increase your blood sugar. So people who are pre-diabetic, diabetic, they have to really learn what to control that part so you don't have sharp raise of blood sugar and leading, which you become fatigued, you get craving for more sugar, and then you result getting long-term complications. You don't want to do that. So you don't have to do that risky. So you just have to be mindful, planning a meal, enjoy your traditional dish, and then keeping the blood sugar stable instead of spiking it. And then, so today the presentation will show you how to basically decrease that high sugar blood possibility, decrease the possibility getting high sugar spike, high carb food. Plus, importantly, is the blood sugar spike actually is the one that will increase your your health risk. In other words, if my blood sugar is only 100 along the way, I'm a pre-diabetic, and suddenly now go to 160 or even higher to 180 or 190. That is a potential risk. If you are a diabetic, you are already 140, 180, 160, and then now you spike might go up as high as 220, then you are truly at risk. So that's the reason why smart planning, balance, a joyful holiday is so important. This lecture help you to build this awareness, help you to understand what is the important to manage your sugar spike while in holiday. So let's understand what caused the sugar spike. Now, sugar spike basically is, especially if you are refined carb, which is like white sugar and sugary drink like soda. All these are digest quickly and absorb sugar quickly. So once you get that, your sugar definitely will rapidly go up. So sugar drink uh, rapid glucose rise is definitely a high risk. So really, you gotta understand, control this, not too much refined carbs, and basically that way, for pre-diabetic, diabetic patient, will be basically control, make sure that they don't spike the sugar. Plus, if you spike the sugar, it also increase the insulin resistance and you worsen your spike. So really, result that is you're gonna start getting tired, hungry, or you got really craving for more sugar, and that result your long-term damage of blood vessels. And then you really know, basically, if you have that problem, you really gotta understand not to take a lot of cookies, cake, soda, water. I mean, Coke and so forth. This has sweetened soda water. You don't want to take white bread, and all these products will give you a problematic increase to spike the sugar. So net result, really at the end of the day, so you need to figure, what good food is good for you during taking a holiday, what food is not good for you. And so that's why I said one thing. So understand, if refined carbs is not good for you, sugar drink is not good for you, and all these will increase your sugar, and plus increase your sugar is resistant, and that's not good. So what is good for you? Well, importantly is you have to get protein, because protein is slow digestion. The food you take in protein is always help you to slow digest, and on top of that, it doesn't give you sugar spike. And then if you get fibers, especially with like a lot of vegetable fiber, actually it reduces sugar or glucose absorption, is better blood sugar control. And if you take protein, it slowly digests, so the blood sugar doesn't rapidly increase. And fiber is a soluble fiber, help regulate, absorb, and keep blood sugar steady. And if you have a meal rich in lean protein like fish, chicken, and tofu, fiber vegetable like whole grains, all these things, it's actually reduced spike. And people with eating this products, this food, they will actually feel feel longer fulfilling, being full, and with that, they get the nutrition, but on the hand, they don't just keep eating. So that is basically is a much better strategy for you. So remember, eat more protein and more fibers, decrease the potential spike of sugar. Plus, it both give you the fullness and better control your blood sugar. Now, what is carbs then? What is smart carbs? Now, certainly smart carb is not like white sugar. What it means is you need to have whole grain or refined over the refined carbs. In other words, you got whole grain bread, like for example, the bread is whole grain instead of getting the typical white bread. White bread is refined carbs. And net result, refined carb is the sugar is absorbed real fast, and net result, your blood sugar goes up. And on top of that, you get rice, not white rice, but red rice. Because red rice has got more fibers. And instead of pastry, eat pastry, because pastry is going to have a lot of refined carbs in there. So all that should be limited. And you have to choose low glycemic index food. Now, actually, a lot of people say, well, how do I know about that? So just go up and look at low glycemic index food, and you can find a lot of low glycemic index food that help you to lower your blood sugar. So instead of eating mashed potato, for example, you can actually get the cauliflower, in a grind, and then you should still taste like something like mashed, but it's very delicious. These are kind of suggestions you have. Now, another thing that you might also need to find out is cooking method can be also very different. If you can able to grill, and you can able to bake or steam instead go fry with oil fry. That can definitely help you to lower your blood sugar. Now, the thing is also a lot of time people will say, hey, the food doesn't taste good, but you can actually use a lot of herb and spice. Don't have to put actually sugar or salt in there. So if you can able to do that, you can put all kind of natural sweetener, garlic, rosemary, all those are able to give you much better flavor, very delicious. But on the other hand, it's much healthier. Instead of you put sugar in there, yes, it's a taste a little sweeter, but really at the end of the day, it's like a sugar. So, well, you can't do that, right? So really you can basically using herb and spice for your flavor, which can reduce your sugar and salt intake. And that's very important. Now, with we talk about that what is carbs, what is protein, why eat more protein is good for you, but you really need to have also portion control. So a smaller serving prevent overload is so important because if you eat more, you know what, bang, you just adding more and more eat, and proportion control is so important. So you really have to a smaller serving. Like for example, I always said that in your plate you can have get a smaller plate, and it's not a big plate. So if you have a smaller plate, you basically fill up the whole plate, and so you say, "Wow, this is really a lot now." Okay, and look like it's a lot. So, but on the other hand, actually, the portion is actually maybe even smaller than the portion of a big plate. So when psychologically you think that you eat a lot, on top of that, you really can divide it. Half of this small plate are all vegetable, and 1/4 can be your protein, and 1/4 is a red rice or Lincoln beans, for example. So with that, you have a smaller serving, you have a smaller plate. You now balance your diet with really very much better proportion for your intake. So that might be a good strategy to help you instead of you eat a lot and basically increase your carb, increase everything. So that will be proportion. It will be a very good control method to help you out. Now, in festival, you're gonna have a lot of potentially a drinking party, for example. You go drink, it could be potential beer, whatever, but how do you cut that off? It's not cut off, it's slow down or drink something alternative. So in a festival, you need to have drinks without sugar. Well, how do you do that? You avoid soda or sweet cocktail. Like for example, you don't want to drink Coke, 7 Up, that kind of sweet drink, because that will definitely go up your spike your sugar. So you choose like water, ice water with lemon, sparkling water with lemon, and also low sugar tea, icy low sugar tea. That will be very wonderful. And you really need to limit your alcohol because alcohol can also spike your blood sugar and also can be interact with the medication, all that. So importantly is really drink water with no sugar inside. Will be a sparkling water and herbal tea, for example, low sugar has no sugar. And that you can drink an ice with lemon or lime, tastes very good. I would suggest lime, not lemon. Okay. And certainly you will have also facing a lot of dessert because a festival, definitely a lot of dessert will come into in front of you because that is party, right? So I would rather choose fresh fruits dessert, meaning apple and things like that, instead over cake and pies because you have cakes, pies, those are got a very high sugar spike. But you can get apple, berries, strawberry, all these add together. These are good, healthy dessert. And also you can use sugar substitute wisely, but more importantly, go back to one of the things that smaller portion of the sweet. In other words, you get a plate, make sure when you take a lot, take more fresh food and pairing the dessert with maybe sometimes it's yogurt, nuts, balanced with some peanut butter or whatever, or peanuts, if you will, or different almond nuts. So more important is you gotta have fresh fruit, which should give you natural sweetening, and then you also get fiber like apple, and then you basically add some nut on it, berry, blueberry, blackberry. So net result, now you have a really enjoyable color dessert with yogurt, and you have berries and apples, all that add together. Now you can enjoy a really good dessert without excess sugar and give you more fiber, and that will be so much better. Now, really, at the end of the day, when you now go up to have a big party, importantly, you have to have a plate that is easy to see. Half a plate is basically all the non-starchy vegetable. For example, what would be non-starchy vegetable? With lettuce, spinach, all these are onions, avocados. All these are very good. In half a plate, lots of vegetable. And a quarter plate, you have to have the lean protein, which is fish, like salmon, pork, but white chicken meat, but not chicken with the skin. All that will be extremely good, lean protein. Then a quarter plate will be the whole grain. Could be whether starchy vegetable or red rice, brown rice, all these things for you. Now, so when you see that, it's very colorful, it's very delicious, but also it helps you to lower your blood sugar instead of increasing it when you eat. Now, another thing that you got to do is, I know in social gathering, you can't be say, I'm diabetic, I don't go outside. No, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to go outside and enjoy with friends. And really, you want to make sure, enjoy the festival with a lot of exchange. Well, the thing is that you really have to have, when you get together, I know you have to eat, drink, and so forth. So really, you have to be not to get a lot of things with, uh, when people serve you, you go for, oh yeah, I eat more. So you get politely to decline extra serving, not to eat a lot more because you already said, I have my half plate is all vegetable and quarter plate is chicken. That's enough, right? So you got to do that is not to just eat more. That's important. And plus, on top of that, a lot of time, if a potluck, you can bring your own healthy dish. Anything that with good vegetable. Right? In the internet now has a lot of recipe. Got drive low carbs, but very, very delicious. Okay. So, like for example, broccoli, you actually blend it up and make broccoli dish, which is really delicious. Cauliflowers and whatever. So, is internet has tremendous amount of information can help you give you some good dishes so you can bring a healthy dish to your party and you can share some of that and also you enjoy yourself. Now, you also should focus more on conversation, meaning that you talk to friends. And although you are, holding a drink, but your drink is what? Is a soda water, no carb, but it's a sparkling drink with a little bit lime in there, tastes delicious. And you focus on conversation, talking, sharing your joy, sharing your message, rather than you focus on the food. A lot of people, you focus just eat, eat, eat. That's will help you boost up what? Blood sugar, carbs, calories, and so forth. But if you can able to focus on conversation, enjoy the company, learn about others, sharing on that, more interaction. And so that way you can actually maintain a better, healthy goal without feeling that lower your blood sugar without feeling that, wow, I could eat a lot, I could gain weight, I could get up, my sugar goes up. So all that basically you have to continue to enjoy your socialization, but not on the food that increase carb and sugar. So that is the key. So all that actually you need to start planning ahead before your party. A lot of time people will suggest is how do you do that? So I would suggest you eat some balanced snack before the party. So what do you mean a balanced snack? For example, I will eat some rich protein snack like hard-boiled eggs, okay, before a party. So when you eat that, you are full. So you definitely will not eat more. And you should also maybe you can look at what the meals or the menus that the hosts are making. So that way you can kind of plan what to look for. And the key here is you can also make sure, besides just checking the menu, if you don't get the menu, you also understand what is kind of prepared for yourself. The more important is you can also do some exercise before your uh 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 your party, or afterward you make sure make some short walk, because then you can really able to lower your blood sugar, better control after a heavy meal. So really at the end of the day, at the most important is you have to eat some balanced snack before party. You can check the menu in advance if you have the opportunity to check. If not, you basically ahead of time I will eat a more vegetable. I eat gonna have a small portion of my protein, and I don't want to add more if people serve me. And I will eat more red rice rather than eat white rice. And I will stay active in the holiday. After my dinner, I would take some short walk, just 10, 20, 20-minute to 30-minute walk, so I can burn up my excess sugar and able to feel good, instead of getting all the sugar continue to stay in your body. Now, some of the practical food you can swap. In other words, hey, if I am basically uh, 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 getting a dinner, what can I do to do the swap? For example, you can make mashed cauliflower, which is very delicious, instead of eating potatoes. I can also eat brown rice, red rice instead of mashed potato or white rice. You want to get whole grain stuffing instead of white bread. White bread is really bad for you because it spikes very fast. And then you have dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate. Same thing, milk chocolate. Dark chocolate have less sugar and more antioxidant, and a better choice for instead of white chocolate. So all these swap, you still enjoy this thing. You do have chocolate, you do have whole grain stuffing is white bread stuffing, is a turkey, and mashed cauliflower is the potato. So you kind of take the same thing, but on the other hand, it's a different form. You still have that. Now, really at the end of the day, it's so important is you got to support the food that you are taking, that really help you to control your blood sugar. Now, some of the things is like, for example, guava and bitter melon, which is the tea made by Lo Shu tea, will help you to actually lower your glucose and your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. And you got to think about drinking Lo Shu tea. It has a healthy addition. That's so important. Herbal tea Lo Shu tea is herbal tea. There's two things in that, guava leaf and bitter melon. And you need to basically choose a lot of natural, 100% natural food to help you to change that lifestyle rather than getting a lot of fatty food, and uh, also a lot of high carbs. So if you change all that and plus do some exercise after your heavy meal, this will definitely support your total lifestyle change and make you become much, much more healthy. And that is something that is so important for any of our uh, host, any of our customer, because people who actually practice that will really help you to decrease your blood sugar and better control your blood sugar and cholesterol and blood pressure. Now, why we talk about benefit of Lo Shu tea? Because Lo Shu tea is a natural herbal tea that support healthy blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. It has two things in there: guava leaves and bitter melon, which it's a unique blend, give you really can able to help you to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. And also you can add on other things like tropical fruits, apple, not grapes, but really you need good apple, pears, berry, support your overall health, diet on the fruits area and lower your blood sugar. So with low sugar tea, you definitely can able to lower your blood sugar, blood pressure, and also the bad cholesterol. And with that, you take it lower your tree high, the chances for you to hit, the risk of bad health will be substantially decreased. So in conclusion, the festival meals are about joy, family, and tradition. You need to have that enjoyment to enjoy yourself on, Christmas and New Year meal. Okay, so for people to manage, for pre-diabetic and type 2 diabetic, they can be really continue to be safe and healthy with better planning the meal with instead of going sugar spike. That is very important. That's what you're doing today. And you really need to look at balanced carbohydrate diet with protein, high fiber, rather than a lot of carbs. And you have to look at potential cooking method. Instead of do fry with oil, you can do bake, you can use steam. All that can help you to tremendously not to spike your blood sugar. Now, you also need to have portion control. As I mentioned, portion control is half of the plate. It could be smaller plate, and also half the plate will be mainly your green vegetable. Will be like lettuce. You can also have spinach. All this will be nice salad, and a quarter will be your white meat, chicken, lean pork, or salmon fish. A lot of fish is okay. It's good for you. And the other quarter will be your red rice, brown rice, or beans, tofu, rather than eating white rice. Also, you need to plan ahead of avoid sugar spiking drinks like cocktails. Instead of, I know everyone need to have social, instead of a lot of sugary wine, you have a sparkling water, which have a little lime there. You can be still sociable with a champagne glass, but that glass inside is not champagne. It's just bubbling gas water, which is 0 calorie, just gas, basically, and some, you want to add some lime in there. So you really have to consistently change with all these different habits, eating a lot of dessert, fill up your plate more with a lot of carbs. Now you can eat less carb, more greens, more fibers, more protein. You know what? At the end of the day, you are now becoming better health. Now you got to encourage your family and your community to basically support you with this strategy. You can tell them that, hey, I'm a pre-diabetic. I need to really eat more carbs, no, eat more protein and low carbs and also high fiber diet. So these people will definitely help you rather than you add on high carbs and uh, low protein and low fiber diet. That's not good for you. You gotta go for that with low carbs, high fiber, high protein diet for you will be most important. So you can still continue to enjoy the traditional, wonderful family meal, Christmas holiday, a new holiday, but you are now become a much more wellness with your fine, enjoyable, meals and lower your blood sugar and continue to be healthy, lower cholesterol, and you will have a wonderful festive uh, dining outcome instead of after you eat your sugar spike, high sugar and your calories spike. Oh wow, at the time you're going to have difficult to lower down your blood sugar, cholesterol, and your weight. Wow, that's not good. So do what we suggested, try yourself, empower yourself to do that. I'm sure you can do, and you will be very successful. Now, if you have any questions, do write to us. And my email address is Andy, A-N-D-Y, at WAHFONG.com. Andy at WAHFONG.com. Just be Andy at wafong.com. Or send a WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is 852-6792-8891. 852-6792-8891. So we definitely love to hear from you and answer your question. So this is going to be a very good lecture just before the Christmas holiday and the new holiday to help you to better understand why it would be good for your diet and enjoy yourself. Okay? And enjoy with the family, the key. Well, thank you very much. I hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.